Is Moises Caicedo the best midfielder in the English Premier League or not? Chelsea, stylistically, have always had some of the best midfielders we are seeing. From the days of Nemanja Matic, Michael Essien, Claude Makelele, N'Golo Conte, Cesc Fabregas. I mean, name it. John Mikel Obi Timia have all disagreements about John, but to a tactical level, a very good midfielder. Now, there is something about Obi to say Moises Caicedo. From time at Chelsea turned last season up till now. The major thing is the disparity between last season, the performance, and this season performance. Obi and himself Moise ever at Chelsea last season. It wasn't at a good time, and the performances did not show the amount that Chelsea for the Coco turn on. Now, with Moises coming in, giving Senia one now show the way Obi say Mauricio Sarri, Ayusu N'Golo Kante, Obabe Tono now Antonio Conte Ayusu as a double part of a double pivot in a two-man midfield. Then ono Mauricio Sarri ban Obe as more of an attacking number 8 as a CM, and shed and far. But consistently as he pushed on, he was able to get in. Now, make see the need for a structure in a midfield. So, but who used to midfielder? What structure number one woman? It's me the best out of him ever.
Okay.
Now, what kind of midfielder Moises Caicedo? Caicedo, more of a box to box. Otimisu as a lone 6. Obetimi enso aye more of an attacking number 8 job for you.
Nti nya botre na che ni mienu mame. Lone 6 any box to box the difference be ni.
So nti okay adwuma Fabinho ema Liverpool. Ti Fabinho adwuma oye DM. But Otimi was lone 6 and hu ya so do be beka no.
Okay.
Obetimi age ball no from build up no abako na nim. Or any the clearest example. Me personally use Rodri because Rodri are more ball sided than Caicedo ne Fabinho more. Fabinho ne Caicedo and you're too much on the ball. Inti unti for money money be but all the money man obetimi so abako na nim.
Oh, okay.
So obetimi Barcelona 6.
Okay.
Then Otimi as a box to box midfielder in my mind. The first box to box obetimi in Chelsea jersey Ayobi say Michael Ballack. Oko box nim, no akwa attack it, no ashe goals, no create chances, no abanechi, no abe defend it, no abe boatino, or you're more box to box.
Okay.
There were times when Michael Essien so as a box to box midfielder.
Okay.
Now there is data suggested say Caicedo thrive in all of these 3 roles.
The box to box,
lone 6, and attacking number 8.
Oh, okay.
Or thriving in all of those zones. Now, my critical example. In the last 2 days, Ecuador for Ebo in international friendly with Colombia. Almost say Colombia for by a goal to 0. By the time you do bear the 30th minute, now Ecuador for Eddie red card. That is Moises Caicedo Chrome Ecuador made the red card. And in Fiifi one, it was only left with Moises Caicedo about 60 minutes in that game, playing as a lone 6. And because now you're counting for 60 minutes against James Rodriguez, against all of these Colombian stars, now I cover a lot of ground. It is a bon Ecuador for Colombia for the side of Coco Pressy, a counter pressy, Winnie Ball, Hodon Banechi. Sebon Eben FIFA on Beldia for Babaji at the Conanim, say Soko Hunter for Bono, yes, Jumanina. Now again, last season, Social Moises Caicedo Bono Bona. And this is Indiana Auburn. Similar to the Indiana branch of Conor Gallagher, Eboma Chelsea.
Okay.
So Conor Gallagher last season. On and only the counter press.
Yeah.
Into the be a bono attacking face on him. Obeho. Sene a born in your book number 10 the ball over against Chelsea. Obe counter pressing where the ball. He hunted for the ball most of the times, and that's what Moises Caicedo is doing. But also because this season, most of the times, you Romeo Lavia next to Moises Caicedo. Sebane see him building up in a double pivot. Caicedo sits next to him. And he's able to receive the ball and then play forward in build-up. Into almost every phase in build-up. Almost every phase, when you get to settled possession phase, no, Moises Caicedo are very good. Now,
okay.
Data Chelsea for the argument. Now Chelsea for very fun.
Chilo,
almost start say the whole agenda. Chelsea for the story on our Twitter handle. And Omuko tweet. Before then, now some of the outlets are England. I posted say, especially Obi to say football TNT Sports. TNT Sports for posted say no midfielder in the Premier League has a higher ground duel win percentage into brackets minute 50 contested than Ryan Gravenberch.
Okay.
The conversation was on Ryan Gravenberch at Liverpool. Ejuma Oye as a DM. Then the next morning, Chelsea go on to their Twitter. Then they put out a statement. Say Moises Caicedo, and as mom kind of Moises Caicedo is the only player in the English Premier League this season to have completed 30 tackles plus, completed 500 tackles plus, won 50 duels plus, and then win possession 50 times plus.
Not just an argument, you know, I cancel rank gravity.
Exactly, rank gravity. What they say, oh, we need duels on the ground. You know. Chelsea for now, baby. Says, yeah, come Midfielder.
Am I expanding?
Complete at the Fiifi on them, and Moises Caicedo is better in that regard than a branch friend Ryan Gravenberch. Now, Nima Dewako. Adiana Mekacho say, even as a CM and in the extra face of a midfielder, Caicedo and more. Now, Chelsea for the Crampo analysis. It's in this data.
Okay.
Start more before any data by and almost say. In terms of midfielders, almost a lot of the final pass. Say you do any more.
Yeah.
The creative person. Cole Palmer, Dejan Kulusevski, Florian Wirtz. In fact, a Juma number 10 for a tie. They went in there. And almost a branch friend of Moises Caicedo. A part of the top 10 in terms of the creative passes. And it's also part of the data. Very, very good set of
data.
Ocean list now.
Okay.
Cole Palmer, creative passes, not all of that show. Then there is Dejan Kulusevski, and we're Europe top 5 leagues. Then there is Florian Wirtz, Edarechi. There is Jean Neves of Paris Saint-Germain. Then in the top 5, there is Moises Caicedo. Inti Caicedo no, yen build up no, onimajuma ne otimeje with Romeo Lavia. Yen winning duels so a very physical, a combative. Otimi adwuma no. Now because onimbo no so in the box to box phase. Abo ne ba attack, oba be press counter press. Say bo ne kan insa. Otimi ma creative pass. Now watch the players on mama the most assists this season with Chelsea. Moises Caicedo nkwa ama Nicholas Jackson 3 assists this season. It is not just the defensive job. It is not just the build-up job. Yemba attacking phase, no matter the creative pass. Yemba assistant so you know, or and Chenipe than I say. And yet bad midfielders the Moises Caicedo as you. There is Bruno Fernandes behind him. There is Van Gelet, Julian Brandt of Dortmund, Takumi Minamino, Bernardo Silva, Emil Smith-Rowe, James Maddison, Morgan Gibbs-White, Granit Xhaka of Leverkusen, Harvey Elliott, Pedri Gonzalez, and your branch friend Rodrigo De Paul. So I think that the argument is a huge one. Now, Gary Minis, you know, I did a climax, I did a and Moises Caicedo. If you are winning in your best in Wajuma William, that's a winning in your personal life, and then any complete. No, yesterday, Moises Caicedo take you to Instagram, and I'll see. A long-standing girlfriend on a chair for a very, very long time. Lady no awo baba amano. Na obeso kachi we asi nyina say a gift and a partner and Eddie amano gift a dance. Now look at it. Caicedo say the most special day of my life. Welcome, my princess. My biggest motivation. Thank you to my life partner, Paulita Salazar, for giving me this gift. And the wife number reply what show them say also with a love emoji. After winning on the field of play, after being top in BBR branch friend Moises Caicedo was also a winning on a personal life me. So as in
concluding Kofi.
It looks as you say Sisi Caicedo the best midfielder in the English Premier League. Air branch friend Moises Caicedo. Contract Omodiama Pep Guardiola. It means that we are Man City for 10 years.
Oh, okay.
So call the new contract new year. 10 years at Manchester City. Now, because of all of the things around Manchester City and in the uncertainty around Pep Guardiola, in the last 1 year, a lot of the national teams were starting a Pep didn't come up.
Okay.
And it started with the English national team. Now, time a cheeky Pakistan, everyone. As Sporting CP4, Sporting Director, may take you over. We know it's going to officially start next year. The plan was, how do we keep Joseph Guardiola with us? Because what's your City team now? So how far is going on or returning to team now? Or you over 30? Rodri, a very old player or can't 30 anisa. You take Obi to say Kyle Walker, Nimfieni Kwenim. You take Obi to say Kevin De Bruyne or Nini. Now the core of the City team time on almost the treble, almost the best football, almost invincible English Premier League. All of these players are aging. Now another key player at City. Bernardo Silva from last season, Yenya nti say Barca for man offer and unknown na dwene ne club of Pep Barcelona and he wanted to move to Barcelona. So there are key conversations to have at Manchester City. But not the biggest one in them was Joseph Guardiola. None. England for FA contacted Pep Guardiola. And Omoka say they wanted him to be the manager of the Three Lions. Into Omopa response. Now at the same time, now England for no any Thomas Tuchel aiding come also to take over the same job. Obekaya. The English were more favored towards Pep Guardiola all joining them. And they started pointing at the possibility of Pep beating Abo Muncheng and the Saniman, so they wanted it to happen. The sad bit, however, is that Pep catch it almost say, Niri any mamano, Omuni Manchester Cromwarum, Omo back in the Bucks region, I mean in Barcelona, back in Spain. Inti Omuni Honum. Now, sometimes all of this long term, it is during the breaks, international break, any league, end, and Timmy, no, in the man, and you have a good time. Maybe weekends they fly in. Only they would have loved to wait to make a decision. Okay. On so better not City or better sign for England for now. What the English told him was that no money me. Lakers catch England for no, on team to Edgeman also. So they wanted to get a replacement in place before January. Send you should this last international break and in the time to January to really fraternize and settle in by January. Now because Pep and Man City for no good answer earlier on and a movie on a call Thomas Tuchel and a movie Thomas Tuchel. Pep had also told Man City say on your mobile come and he will clarify that by November. Into November, Pep. Man City knew that they were waiting for a response from Pep. Okay. And more green lights now for them to extend the contract for a year. But the extension of the contract for a year and a hinge on three different things. One, the squad overhaul City for 1 year. Send me catch on the spine of the City team.
Okay.
And for even some of them, Pep Intino what this season like Bernardo Silva. There's a possibility as a Pep every year in the season in 2026. Now you're extending, you're finding replacement for Kevin De Bruyne. You're extending Ellen Haaland contract. You're extending Obitse John Stones contract with Real Madrid, Barca lurking around. They may lose this place because the face of FC Manchester City in the last 7 years, Pep has been Joseph Guardiola. They had to do that contract extension and also buy time for also new sporting director about but Gabi, the most important one was the fact that this season starts here. Man City for say omotai enya ade on friend a blip debut omotenya, and they are the only team that have won the English Premier League 4 times in a row, regardless of blip omotenya earlier on in the season. Blip not start here. And so watch all or nothing documentary no start to more release in the last few days. You can tell how Pep and the players they relate in the dressing room. Very, very passionate. And consistently he puts the boys to get in. The most important thing is about the results.
Okay.
Pep would love to leave Manchester City on a high. So free Manchester City, they should have rebuilt the team. Team no free one should be a good one. Then by the time we're back on, maybe they should have won one more thing. Maybe another Champions League, maybe another English Premier League for him to be able to bow out to the Champions team. Pep he has stayed there and William Baleg and how he explains everything. It is hinged on family. It is hinged on the fact that City form and reassurance. It's hinged on the fact that performance-wise, he wants to do better. And also the fact that Onua Muno or to see Pep Manchester City, and then he wants to make sure that regardless of how much charges he's going to be